Hello everyone. In this video, we'll see how we can host our own GitHub alternative so that we can host our code locally in our own environment locally. And this is definitely usable for any small teams which they want to utilize Git and completely secure it on their own on premises. So this tool is called Forgejo. It is completely open sourced and it is a alternative to a GitHub. So you will also get GitHub Actions similar to that, and you can do your own CI/CD in this one. And it's completely lightweight. Hardly will take 200 or 300 MB at most. So this is the latest version 15.0 and we'll be installing that. So before that, let's go into our Proxmox and then create a VM. Let's type this Git as the hostname and done. Let's give a template Ubuntu 25. Let's give 20 GB of CPU and then 2 CPU cores and a 4 GB of RAM. Let's take this. Let's give 109 as the IP. Oh, sorry. I think I forgot .0. Okay, done. Next. I want this to start automatically once it is created. So the VM has been created. Done. Let's go into 107. Okay, now let's log in with the root user, and then let's first of all let's create a user. Add user, forming. Done. I have been created. Now let's switch user to Swami. CD. Oh, by the way, we need to add the user Swami to the sudo group. Let's add that. User mod dash small a capital G sudo. The user you want to add the group to sudo. Center. Done. Now switch user to Swami. CD ls minus al. Nothing else. Now let's try. Before that, let's try apt update. This should give a summation. Okay, now let's try with sudo apt update ampersand apt up great. This time I'll use while, so it will automatically get updated. Let's type in the password. Now it is updating. Okay, permission denied. What the heck? Sorry, sudo. Done. Now it's installing the updates. Let's wait for it to complete the update. Yeah, meanwhile let's create one more VM. This will be our test server. Okay, the VM is up and running. Let's close this. Tin man, let's wait for the VM to come up. Okay, it is up. Let's open console outside. Meanwhile, let's log into root. In this way, we'll also use apt update ampersand apt install git and apt. Let's do one more thing /y and apt upgrade /y. So let's go into the documentation. Let's go into docs, install, and then if you go in here, there are multiple ways you can install this, whether the binaries or with the Docker. It's both up to you. But right now we're going to follow the binary version. So before that, let me tell you there are database preparation. You can go with the MariaDB, MySQL, and PostgreSQL, and you can also use SQLite. So SQLite is more than enough. So it is sufficient for a small team. And PostgreSQL also you can utilize. So the steps are straightforward. So let's go into installation from binary. And before that, let's click on here this download page. So we'll get the latest binary. Copy that. Let's go back and paste it. Meanwhile, while it is installing, let's copy this command also. So this is just basically to make the downloaded binary and executable. Just paste that. Just simple command chmod plus x and the binary name itself. That's it, done. Now let's go back. We're going to create just copy this. Sorry, let's copy this. Control C. Let's replace this x with 50, y with 0, and z with 0, and press enter. So we just copied our binary to the bin folder and named it as Forgejo. Okay, that is that. And then let's change the permissions to 755, and then let's install git and lfs, and then press enter. That's it, that has been installed. And there's a command that we need to done. So if you come here, the first one is related to the Ubuntu and Debian based versions of the Linux. And if you are not using those two, and if you are using like Red Hat, Pandora, and CentOS, you may want to go with this. So since we are using Ubuntu, let's just copy this command to create a user called git, and that git will have a default bit bash. Okay, and there is no password for this user to log in. So we disable the password. So since the user has been created, now let's go back and let's create a folder under where lib. Okay, now let's go and change the permissions of that folder. First we'll make that user. The folder is owned by git and managed by git group. And after that we're going to change the permissions. The owner can read, write, and do all things, and while the other group members can do like read and execute. So since the permissions has been modified, let's go and create one more folder, and this time this is for some data storage. Okay, and also do the same. Let's add permissions, not the 0, just enter. So the root owner is root, and the group members who can contribute to this is git, and then the owner can do anything, the group users can do anything, meaning read, write, and execute. Okay, that has been completed. And now let's copy this command. This is for downloading a service file. So it's just basically a script. Let's just download that. It is downloaded. Now let's make the service install. Before that, let's do a systemctl daemon reload. So daemon reloaded, and let's enable the service. Okay, and then start the service. We need to remove this, and then let's come here, and then let's check the status. It is running. Let's close, just press Q. That is done. And if you want to see the same, but you just want to see the logs itself but not the status, just do this and you'll have the same whichever you have seen from here to here, and you can see that here to here the same, but you don't get to see the status. That is the only difference with those two commands. Yeah, with that everything is completed. If you want to go with further configurations and other stuff, you can do that. Basically, you can also configure how many what is the maximum file size that you want to allow for your to upload into the Git repository, and how many files that you want to simultaneously upload to the server. So and you have all these parameters, you can do that and update that. Okay, and let's just go back to our server. And do you remember what our IP is? The port number is 3000, but let's just go 192.168.0.109 port 3000. This is our UI. So see, this is where you configure your MySQL or the database first. So since we decided to go with MySQL 3, we can do that. If you have an already existing instance, we can provide you credentials and that will be done. Same as for PostgreSQL. So for this demo, we'll be using SQLite. This is more than enough for a self-hosted personal use case. And I'll just leave it for Geo, and I'll out this beyond coding and we forge. I like the slogan. And this service will be run by Git user. We have created this user as the Git user. If you want to do the with the other user, you might have can do that as well. And this is our server domain name, and SSH port is 22, and this is returning at 3000, and everything is good. We want to disable the self registration, since if anybody was logging in, we don't want other users to create their accounts on their own. So we'll disable that. Not like someone else will do that, but just we can also do that as well. We can strengthen our privacy and security. This you can email settings. You can configure your host name, port name, and email, etc., etc. And this is the SMTP protocol it follows. You can configure, and you can also utilize Gmail to get these details, and you can update this so that you get emails from this service within that account. And let's go to server and third party. Let's disable this one. Disable this third party content delivery network and serve all local libraries. Okay, let's just disable this also. We're not going to use OpenID or single sign-ins, so let's leave that. And allow users to create organizations by default. Okay, that is good. Enable time tracking by default. Okay, this is for password hashing. Let's leave that as is. Nothing not to be changed. Let's expand the admin account. Let's create our account first. Admin account is for me, and admin@ultrahash.in is the email, and then let's enter the password. Done, and then click install Forgeo. That's it. Our Forgeo, our self-hosted GitHub is ready. Okay, so let's explore that a bit. So this is where your issues is the same thing that you found, same as in the GitHub, and your pull requests, milestones. You can do that and explore. If you have multiple repositories, multiple users, you can have your repositories listed here. And at the same way, if you have multiple organizations and you are part of those organizations, and you can have the organizations shown here. Okay, these are the profile, projects, packages. You can upload your packages. You can manage all the packages and binaries from your project. Public activity, start repositories. If multiple people are using their own repositories in your hosting, your self-hosted one, and you can even start and show them that you're interested in that repository as well. The same thing how the GitHub is working on, and all the other settings the same. Yeah, this is self-explanatory. Everything is same, and you can also have a themes. I'll go with dark and Gitea dark, or else Fuchsia dark different. Yeah, you got it. The basically the themes. I'm gonna go with system, and you have your own languages. You can default to. There are so many multi-language, and you can also hide or show your label contents. Let's just move on, and you can have your SSS keys. You can create a new tokens for multiple applications and give that. And this is where you configure your runners. So this is where you set up your CI/CD, etc., so that the repository can have that. and you can create your indexes and packages and also some cleaning rules, so they automatically get cleaned up after certain amount of time based on the rules. And you can also create webhooks, organization management, repositories, blocking users, multiple users. You are the admin, you can block other people. Okay, let's go back, and if you click here, there is a new repository, new migration, new organization. It's self-explanatory, so just like how you do on the GitHub, you just come in, create a name, uh, my first repo. You can have this mark as private. If multiple users are there, this will be only visible to you. If this is public, multiple users can also see this repository. And templates, right now no templates are there. Let's just come on, click expand, labels, object format, branch name, default branch name. Let's just create. Ta-da! We have our first branch. So let's go back. Since the Git has already been installed, let's create um, a folder called my first repo. Sorry, mkdir my first repo, cd my first repo, ls minus l. Okay, let's do git init, done, and now git switch minus c main. We are now switch it to the new branch main. Git add readme.md. Oh, sorry, we need to create readme.md. Nano readme.md. Hi there, my first repo. Control X, press Y and enter. Now let's do git add readme. Now let's check git status. You see we have one change. Now git commit -m, my first commit, enter. That's it. Now let's add git remote add origin. Yeah, nothing else there, just like https. No https, just http. The domain or the IP address 109 and the port number, which is 3000 slash the username slash my dash first report.git. That's it. Origin has been set. Remote URL. Now let's just push -u origin main. Now it's asking for the username. Username is for me, and enter the password. Done. If we come here and refresh now, this is our main, and you can see the hi there, my first repo. Okay, this is one thing, and let me show you one more beautiful thing. This one is new migration. So what happens is you can migrate the existing repository like the Git, GitHub, GitLab, or Forgejo from any other instance of Gitea, and all these are you can migrate. For this purpose, we're gonna go with the GitHub, and I'll show you a quick demo. GitHub.com. Let's do this. Let's type some name. Uh, Ultrahash. Okay, let's get to users. We have some repositories here. Let's go down, and then let's have this the scraper. It says I'm gonna come here, click copy the HTTP URL. If you have SSH keys, then you can go for SSH as well. Since it is open, not private, you don't have to provide any access keys. But if it is a private repository that you wanted to clone, you have to provide the access key from the GitHub. or if the source is from other services, you have to get the access token for the respective source. So let's just do the repo with BA mirror, manage LFS and wiki. So it's going to clone everything from that repository to our local. So let's just do that and click on migrate. So it's going to take a small amount of time, so that is fast. And you can see that everything has been cloned from there to here. Okay, so there is one main branch itself. It's a 48 KB source, and if you go back to here, there's only one commit. Okay, so if I click on commit and then select, I can see that this is being done by swarming and all the commit history. And this is how it is, but keep in mind the mirrors will be synced basically 8 hours. After every 8 hours it will try to sync up. If there is any new changes on the upstream, that means the wherever you are cloning this from, if this was updated later, and after some time, I mean after 8 hours, this mirror will automatically get updated. And you have to keep one thing in mind, that the mirrors will not, you are not able to contribute to the mirrors. It is just for mirroring whatever that is happening on the other side to your local. So if you don't want that, you might want to change the repository settings to a regular repository. So if you do that, this will become repository, and you can make changes to your local. And if you want more often to be cloned, and you can make that changes here as well. This is by default 8 hours. You can decrease or increase according to your preference. That is done. So this is a quick demo of how you can host your own self-hosted GitHub alternative. Let me know what do you think and what are you planning to do with that. Thank you. Thank you for watching.